but yeah, even then when I realized that I had a problem, I didn't know how to get out of it. So I tried on my own for, I want to say, like 5 years, but nothing worked. Like uh, I had no control over my drinking
By yourself.
by myself.
Right.
Second.
See, and I think that's, when I think about, 'cause it's from an exterior perspective, the most addictive thing I've ever had in my life was nicotine. So when I think of doing it and just doing it by myself, the most thing I got to addiction was watching my mom grow up when I was a kid. You know, she had a drug addiction, and I can only imagine trying to do anything by yourself, because she tried so much help just within rehab and all these other things, and that's still, it took years and years and years and years to ever actually beat. So I can understand that for sure.
Yeah, I guess it got to the point where, my whole life was unmanageable, and at the same time, I knew that if I didn't stop, I was gonna get sick and die, because the way I was drinking. Well,
You can keep this by you. I got one.
okay.
You can take your time on that. You don't have to hit it right away.
Yeah, the way I was drinking, it was very destructive. Like, back then, I didn't know really why I was drinking. It was just I needed alcohol to function.
Right.
But I guess when I realized that I wasn't just affecting my life, I was affecting my daughter's life. That's when I was like, man, I can't keep doing this.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So what was it, your daughter that was like the pushing over the edge kind of thing? Yeah.
Yes. One night I was watching some videos on YouTube, and I ran into a video about narcissism.
Okay.
And it was this lady describing a narcissist. And most alcoholics, their main problem is that they are selfish, and they're narcissist.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was watching this video, I felt like I was getting punched in the stomach, because I was being presented with my truth. And when I realized that if I didn't stop, that was pretty much I was setting up the bar for my daughter to date guys like me.
So you wanted to set a better example for her as like a male role model.
Yes.
And you didn't want that male role model to be an alcoholic.
Yes.
And I can pride you a lot with that. I don't know how to exactly say it, but there's a lot of people in the world that would just kind of say, fuck it. She's better off without me at this point. And she just keep on drinking,
Yeah.
So I give you a lot for that one, because that's not very hard. That's not very easy, is what I mean.
Yeah. That's when, besides that, I started having problems at work. I was actually told that I needed to get clean and go to AA. Otherwise, I was going to lose my job.
This was at Rosati's?
Yes.
Yeah. When was this?
This was, I want to say it was 2015 or 2016, somewhere around there. But, like us, when they approached me and suggested me to get clean and go to AA, I already knew I had a problem, but I was still kind of in denial, and I got mad at them for pointing it out.
Okay. What were we talking about again? I lose my train of thought.
Yeah, so when I was approached at work with the suggestion to get clean or otherwise I was gonna lose my job. Like
Were,
I
were
was,
you manager at that point? Not GM, but
yeah, no, I was already a manager. So, I mean, they were not even mad. They looked disappointed. So that, I mean, it kind of hurt.
that's the definition of family, though, right? Like, instead of just firing you and kick you to the street, they're like, listen, we want you to get clean.
Yes.
So
And
that's pretty nice.
that's actually one thing, I'm always going to be grateful with TJ because, I mean, when he pointed that out and put me in a corner, that's when I was like, okay, I actually have to do something now. So that's the first time I started going to AA